All right, ladies and gentlemen, November is just around the corner, and a lot of people are extremely concerned about what may happen, say, towards the end of November. There's something big happening. I can't remember exactly what. I think
End of November? It's the beginning of November.
Middle?
It's the beginning of November.
Is it? Is it?
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people have reached out, and there's concern, and they're asking bunches of different questions, but a lot of people are also saying, hey, I have some suggestions for communication if things got weird. Now, where am I going with this? Let's back up. When Hurricane Katrina hit, communications were completely obliterated, like instantly. When that storm hit, nobody could communicate unless you had devices going in, because cell signal wasn't working. Cell stuff wasn't working. Think about any major issue like 9/11. None of what cell service was working was so jammed up with people that were trying to use it, it was not usable.
Right.
Now, if you were to have something like a bigger issue, electrical or EMP kind of issue, then nothing's going to work, except I do have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing about these, visual aid, the thing about these is even if you had what's called a Faraday cage, where you put this device into a Faraday cage, it would stop the EMP, the electromagnetic pulse, from frying your electrical device. If you had a good EMP Faraday cage, proof EMP Faraday cage, proof. Did I get it right? Yeah. However, when you go to turn that on, it'll turn on.
Yeah, it'll turn on. You can play music.
And it'll talk to
nothing.
Because the cell towers are fried.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that's connected to a communications grid that would not be what's called hardened for EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which happens in several different things that I don't want to really mention here. But even solar flares can do it.
You guys know.
Solar flares can do it. There are machines that can do it just by themselves. And there's also other things that would occur that could possibly do something like that. Well, you would have a cell phone that would work, and like Christa said, it would be basically a music player.
Music player. If it's downloaded to the phone, you can look at pictures that you have already on your phone, but there's no accessing Apple Music or whatever other Spotify or whatever. There's no accessing that.
By the way, if I didn't mention this already, we do have a solution. And I don't think it's one everybody's thought of. And it's not one of these. It's not this. These would work if you had these in a Faraday cage, because these are basically GMRS radios. You can get them in ham, which is a communications platform. You can also get them where it's like a walkie-talkie. There's several different versions of these things, okay? These are great if it talks one to the next, or if it has a repeater and can keep going around, or you can bounce signal off the atmosphere if it's ham. But the thing is this, is somebody has to have one of these devices or kinds of devices on the other end, or else it ain't going to work.
Right.
You'll talk, and no one will listen. So these are cool if you got a bunch of people that you know that are local or repeater that have the same kind of devices, and you're already set up to talk on a certain frequency. Now, I'm not talking about ham stuff because there's rules and regs that go along with that. But if there's a major something, I'm going to guess no one's going to be coming to prosecute if you use the wrong language or frequencies.
Right.
But that's between you and the government.
Right.
Right? Now, the solution. Let's say that there was total chaos and the cell phone world is toast. There is a way that you can use one of these to talk to somebody who's not in the affected area. Like if there was a big issue, like I could, if there was an EMP right now and I had one of these in a Faraday cage, so it didn't fry this, I actually could talk to my son in South Korea or somebody outside the affected area.
How?
Do you know how?
No. I didn't have a conversation with Jonathan about this. You did.
Well, you have to have a Starlink satellite communications style. It doesn't have to be Starlink.
Right.
But it can be any kind of Starlink-like satellite internet where it's in the Faraday cage when the event happens.
I see.
Okay, so event happens, you pull the Starlink thing out, you set it up, pull
Then
this
you
out,
can
then
use
this,
Wi-Fi calling.
and you use Wi-Fi calling.
Yep. Okay.
So
that makes sense.
it doesn't go through the cell towers.
Right. Well, and you know that Starlink has those small mini-sized ones.
Yahtzee. And
Wish we had one, but we
I
don't.
know.
We have
But-
a regular one.
yeah, this video is not being sponsored by Starlink.
No. We use Starlink and pay for Starlink and really like the service.
Elon Musk is not, he hasn't sent us anything, nor do I
No.
ever expect him to.
No.
I'm just saying that because there are a lot of people that are concerned. We personally don't live in a state of fear at all.
No.
We're Christians and we know how the book ends. So it is what it is. But we also were blessed by God with brains that work. So
What?
I know.
What?
It's crazy. It's crazy talk. But we try to make sure that our families would be okay in the what if scenarios of life.
Yeah.
So if you had a satellite communications device and it was in a Faraday cage and you had a phone,
Golden.
you could still chat. You could still get internet. You could still get news.
Right.
You could have communications in a grid down situation.
Yep.
Because it bypasses that system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm waiting for people to stop with their nasty comments. That's what I'm waiting for. Can we just say, have a great day or what? Or we gotta, I don't know what you think.
I think everyone should have a blessed and amazing day.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.